Dimitry Bivol versus Saul Canelo Alvarez. First off, I'd like to say this is a masterclass from Bivol and an ideal film study for any boxers wishing to learn about working the center line, distance control, making and breaking rhythm and patterns, and counterpunching, especially if you're there with an aggressive, come forward fighter. As there are so many takeaways from this fight, in this video I'm just going to look at distance control and working the center line. And like I said, first off, I've got to say it was a masterclass from Bivol, a very, very high level of boxing. So let's start by having a look at Bivol's very wide stance. Now, having a stance like this means just a little slide back of the front foot takes you out of your opponent's range. And if further distance is required to take you out of danger, just a push off from that lead foot and then you can just slide out of range. And again, you must be in balance. That's why having great footwork for an elite fighter or any fighter is of paramount importance. Work on your footwork before all else. Next up, we have the probing jab. Extremely useful in gauging your punching range and getting your distance in a fight. Now, Canelo has the high guard up. Now, we know from previous experience, Canelo versus Kovalev, what Alvarez likes to do is take shots on that high guard and then explode forward and catch you. If your defense should show any holes in it, it's usually a big hook to the head or the body. But Bivol is used to this. Notice while he's throwing that jab, he's leaning slightly forward. A little bringing back of his body weight from over the front foot to his center will take him out of range and immediate danger. And the wide stance is employed again should further distance be required. Now, that probing jab has the effect of keeping your opponent occupied, especially in that high guard Canelo is employing. And what do? You mix it up with probing jabs, light touching jabs, just to get your range and your distance, like I said before, and then put something harder in there. So you're constantly making your opponent think, dance to your dance. Dimitry Bivol also worked the center line beautifully. One thing an aggressive come forward fighter likes to do is to keep you on that center line, that imaginary line that connects from the middle of one fighter's body to another. For the come forward fighter, will target that line and work off of it. It allows them to hunt you down, to set their feet and get some real pop in their punches. Watch the way Bivol works that line, constantly stepping over to his left, constantly making Canelo move his feet and adjust to Bivol's movement. With Bivol's jab, either a probe or a full power jab, Canelo has to move, defend and find the target. He is dancing Bivol's dance and moving to the Russian fighter's rhythm. Couple that with Bivol also controlling the distance the fight is being fought at. It's making it very, very hard for the Mexican to get any foothold in the fight. Now, just going back to Bivol working the center line, you notice that during the fight he only makes small movements and is always in balance and stance. So if Canelo should manage to time him, he will be equipped to move away from the danger. But all these strategies are fine and dandy, but they will not completely work with an elite fighter like Alvarez. So Bivol and his team, they obviously had studied Canelo intensely and had a great defense. Bivol had a great defense for all of the Mexicans' signature punches, but that's for another video. Thank you for watching, and to be continued.